Hello, I'm Bob Ross, and I'd like to welcome you to the 20th Joy of Painting series. Son of a gun, it's hard for me to believe this is the 20th series, but it is, and I'd like to thank you very much for inviting me back for another series of painting shows. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your brushes and your paints and paint along with us each show. I think you'll enjoy it. Tell you what, let's start out today and have run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me, and I think we'll just do a happy little picture today. So let me tell you what I've got done up here. We have our standard old 18 by 24 inch canvas, but you use whatever size you want. And we have it covered with a little bit of liquid white, just a thin, even coat, just enough to make the canvas wet. And with that, we'll just take off and we'll have a super time. I'll start today, I think I'll use a little 1-inch brush, and we'll go into a very, very small amount of the phthalo blue. Just a little bit, don't want much. And let's make some happy little clouds in our world. Let's come right up here. And we'll just take this brush and we'll just bounce in some nice shapes. Now when we're doing this, we're interested in the white area, not the dark. So don't worry about the dark area. We're going to blend that all out. All we're doing is putting in some color for the shadows of our clouds. And this is one of the nicest, easiest ways of making very effective, great big old clouds. There. See, but we're interested in this white area once again. Maybe there's another little cloud that lives in our world right along there. Wherever you think they should be, then that's exactly where they should be. Just wherever. And just use the old little 1-inch brush and just making tiny little circles. Just tiny little circles. There we are. Okay, maybe I'll add a little color right in here too. Just so there'll be a little color at the base of this cloud. There. Now then, let's take our little brush. This is a 2-inch brush. And go right up in here and very gently, I'm using just the corner of the brush. We'll make little round circle patterns here. Just sort of wind it up, blend it together. Allow it to blend with the white that's already on the canvas. And that's the joy of this wet-on-wet painting technique. The fact that it's wet allows you to blend color right on the canvas. Okay. Now it's beginning to make a little sense. See how those dark areas end up being the nice shadows and clouds. This is a great way to make clouds for seascape paintings. Those great big fluffy clouds. Works very nice. There we are. Well, then, how do we have this old brush dirty? Tell you what, let's do. Let's go back into a little bit more phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a very nice color. It's a very warm blue. I like that. So let's have some water on this brush. So let's do that. We wash our brushes with odorless thinner. Shake off the excess. And just beat the devil with it. This is where you take out all your frustrations and hostilities and just have a good time. Let's go into a little titanium white. You use the old fan brush. We'll make some little clouds. I'll be right back. Let me grab at least a little touch of the bright red. Just enough, a little bit more. There we go. Just enough to put a little pinkish glow into our little clouds. Don't want much. Don't want much. Okay, let's go up here. We'll just use this brush to decide where our little clouds live. And we just come along here and sort of drop them. This also works very well with a little 1-inch brush. Let's get crazy. We'll use some Prussian blue. Now, Prussian blue is much darker than phthalo blue. It's strong. Ooh, very strong color. We'll put some Van Dyke brown, little alizarin crimson in there too. But we're looking for a very dark color. It should look black. Pull out as flat as you can get it. Go straight down with the knife. And we'll just cut off a little roll of paint. There it is. It's right on the edge of very firm pressure. Just literally push this right into the Just pull it. It does two things. Removes excess paint. Pollution. We're going to very gently tap it and then lift it upward. And that'll help also create the illusion of mist at the base of the head. Sure, just get crazy. And with a 1-inch brush, or you could use your fan brush, whatever. Take a little bit more of that. It just sort of dripped right down in front of the mountain. So just a little white, little circles, tiny little circles. Shoot, maybe this one right here. I don't know. Just sort of look at your painting and make a decision. Maybe it just sort of wraps this old mountain up. We'll take 2-inch brush and just blend it together. This is a super way of making mountains that look like they're just laying out here in the mist. I lived in Alaska for many, many years. And you see some of the most beautiful scenery there. God was having a good day when he made Alaska. Beautiful. Beautiful. There, see that old mountain just lays up there in the mist now and floats around. Has a good time all day. Now then, maybe we'll have some little foothills back there. I like to do little foothills. And we'll take some of that same mountain color, add at least a little touch of sap green to it. Little sap green, there we are. But it's predominantly blue. The one that's farthest away here, we'll make predominantly blue. Okay, let me wipe my knife off. And we'll use a 1-inch brush, what the heck. You could use your fan brush or 2-inch brush, it doesn't matter. Load a little color in there. And let's go right up in here. Now we have to make a big decision. Where does our little foothills live? Maybe we'll have one coming right over here. We'll start this one out back here, just using the corner of the brush and pulling straight down, gently. Maybe the little foothill comes right over like that. Wherever. Once again, this is a very individual thing, painting is. So just sort of look at it and make up your mind how you want your painting to be. Now then, when you're doing foothills, especially layers of foothills, you want a little misty area in between. That's your separator. So take the brush, 2-inch brush, and just tap the base of it. And you can tap quite firmly. You can probably hear how hard I'm hitting the canvas here. And then very lightly, just lift it upward a little bit. There. Okay. Now then, maybe we'll have several layers in here. When you're doing landscapes, each layer, each plane, as it comes closer to you, should get darker in value. So we'll use that same color, and I'll just add a little bit of that mountain color. See, it's right here. I'll just add a little lead into it. That'll make it a little darker. Maybe a touch more of the green. There we go. Okay. Now, maybe over here, we'll hold the brush up like this, and that'll make tops that are a little taller and a little more distinct, because they're getting a little closer to you. There. But you can create just layer after layer after layer like this, and it enhances your painting tremendously because it creates that illusion of depth. Back to our 2-inch brush, and once again, we want to create that mist. See how that mist in between separates? It's your best friend. Take care of it. And then maybe it lives right here. But it's darker in value. It's a little darker. There we go. And we'll let him come maybe right down in here. I don't know. There. But each layer needs to get darker in value to keep that feeling of distance in the painting. And I know I repeat that over and over, but it's so important. So important. You don't want just a flat old painting. Shoot. We want a masterpiece here. And you can do that. Once again, we're going to tap that base just like so. Very lightly, lift it upward. There. And maybe we're beginning to get down here to where there are a few reflections. So we'll take a little paint on a 2-inch brush, grab it, and pull it straight down. It's most important that these reflections come straight down. Most important. If you go at an angle like this, it won't look right. See, even there, it doesn't look right. Now very lightly go across. Very, very lightly. Just enough to blend it and give it the feeling of water. It's one of the nicest things about this technique. It's instant reflections. Now then, we'll take a little of the liquid white, put the least little touch of the bright red in it, just least little touch. Just enough to flavor it a little bit. Be careful, because very quickly this can get really intense in color. Now we just cut across, that's all there is to it. Go up here, and we'll just put in just the indication of a happy little water line that lives here. Now if you get one that's maybe a little too strong or too bright, just go back and rub it. The more you rub it, the lighter it'll get, because it'll just be absorbed right into the color it's underneath. No big deal. And if you've painted with me before, you know without question that we don't make mistakes here. We just have happy accidents. But you learn to use anything that happens. Okay, maybe right there. And little ripples. But notice how all these lines are basically straight. If they're not, it's going to look like your water's going to run right out of your painting and get your floor wet, and you'll have to tie a bucket on one side. We don't want you to have to do that. Now, tell you what, clean off a little spot. Let's take some black, Prussian blue, brown, crimson, sap green, all those same colors, but with no white in it. It's very, very dark, very dark. Looks black on the palette. There. Okay, let me clean my knife. And I just wipe the knife on an old paper towel. Find a fan brush here. Let's take the fan brush and go right into that color. Load a lot of paint onto the brush, both sides. See, the bristles are, there's a lot of paint in there. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe back in here in our world there lives, well, there does now anyway, there lives a happy little evergreen tree. And we just use the corner of the brush, just the corner, and as you work down the tree, add more and more pressure so the bristles bend downward much, much more. Look at there. Isn't that a nice way to make a happy little evergreen? Let's give him a friend. You know me. I think everybody should have a friend. Friends are so important. There. All right. Maybe shoot. In our world, maybe there's 3 trees here. You can put as many or as few as you want. The only thing that we would like to teach you here is how to make a tree. You decide how many trees you have in your world. Maybe we'll have some, maybe there's a little reflection down here. Just put some general shapes. We're not looking for detail. Not looking for detail. Just very basic little shapes. Shoot, who knows? Maybe there's some land there too. You can just push up with a fan brush and a little bit down for the reflection. And we'll use old 2-inch brush and grab this, decide where water and land meet, and pull straight down once again. Straight down. Son of a gun. Instant reflections. Go across. And that easy. That easy. And see these reflections, you can push them. See how you can push them? Because the canvas is wet, you can do that. You can do anything here. On this canvas, you have total and absolute power, unlimited power.